He's Geno Auriemma, the UConn women's basketball coach, and freshly minted with another national championship, beating Notre Dame last night as he wins his 10th title. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing great, Dan. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How nervous were you last night?
Before the game, the same as any other time we've been in the national championship game. It doesn't change. You know, you just the waiting is the worst, man. It's just it's like you're nauseous the entire afternoon.
Coaches get too much credit or not enough?
Too much credit and too much blame. I think in the end, you know, I think coaches work pretty hard. They prepare. You know, if I call timeout and I draw up something, and you know, Brianna Stewart comes out, and you call timeout and you draw up the exact same thing, and your kid's not as good as my kid, we win and you don't. I don't know if that's coaching. You know, you got to have people that can execute your plan, and I think so. It's probably, you know, a combination of the two.
What's more important, recruiting or coaching?
Well, if you're just a great recruiter and can't coach, you don't win consistently. You get lucky once in a while. If you're a great coach and you don't recruit well, then you're just one of those people that everybody says is a great coach and they admire the work you do, but you never coach in the Final Four.
If they had one and dones, or that we saw that with women's basketball, would you recruit the way Duke does or Kentucky does? Would that change your recruiting?
I think if women's basketball had the one and dones, certainly we wouldn't be sitting here talking about 10 national championships. I think those days are going to be behind us if we go that route. And I think I would still put what kind of person I'm recruiting ahead of what kind of player I'm recruiting. You know, there's different kinds of one and dones. There's one and dones that want to go to college and have a great experience and prepare for the NBA, and there's ones that want to go to college just to prepare for the NBA and have no interest in being in school. And I guess you can win with young guys. Coach K just did it. I don't know. I don't think I would change that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but with women's basketball, you're able to have them for a while. You're actually able to coach them. With men's basketball, how much coaching goes on? They're only there for a little while, and I think that would be the frustrating part is you're sort of getting the leftovers of AAU or high school basketball when they were the star. You're going to have them come in and say, all right, let me do my best to try to mold you into what I want, and that has to be frustrating for the men's coaches.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things that I was talking about, you know, last week when I said there's an awful lot of changes that need to be made in the game. The kids aren't there as long as they need to be, so there's less of a continuity on the team. They don't know each other very well on the court. The chemistry that you need to be really good, to execute things really well. So a coach ends up becoming more of a manager, somebody who is just trying to keep things moving in the right direction. But in terms of building, it becomes very, very difficult. You're almost coaching year to year. You know, like you have a situation at Kentucky where, you know, they win the national championship. The following year, they lose in the first round of the NIT. That would never happen in the past because you would have some continuity. So it's difficult. I don't, you know, I think the men's coaches have a very, very, very difficult job. We get to coach our guys for 4 years, absolutely. And they grow and they get better and they share a common goal. You know, otherwise Stewie would have been gone at the end of freshman year. I mean, and we'd be in the same situation.
He's Geno Auriemma, the UConn head coach, won his 10th national championship last night. I saw some comments. Help me with this. Why are the UConn women, or your program, why is it bad for college basketball?
You know, I don't think it's bad. I mean, you know, there's a lot of interest in women's basketball when we're really good. I think that's that's a good thing.
But we don't want predictability, Geno, I think, as sports fans. And I think with women's basketball with Connecticut, we sort of know what's happening. Whether it does or not, it's you against the field. It's like Tiger in 2000, when he was playing at a peak level.
Well, yeah, and I'll go use him as it's a great example, Dan. When he was playing at that level, I rooted for him to win every tournament, not just the majors, and I still do. As a matter of fact, I still root for him. Hope he wins this weekend. And I don't think anybody said this is bad for Goff. What they said was, this guy is truly amazing. He is doing things that no one else has ever done. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to appreciate. Was it bad when the Yankees or the Celtics were winning all those titles? I don't know. I really don't. I think it's a cycle, and it'll change. But you just got to enjoy, when people are good. You got to enjoy the fact that they're good. And yeah, I want more competition. I want games to be, more games to be like last night. I miss that. I really do. You go to a game sometimes and you're standing in a place that's sold out, and it's a great game. It's a great team, and you're in for it that night. And that makes everybody better. So yeah, there are too many blowouts, on in our games, and I'm not crazy about it, but there's really nothing I can do about it right now.
How has being close proximity-wise to ESPN helped your program?
I think it was a perfect storm. In 1995, the first year that it really happened, we had three things happen, really. We had Connecticut Public Television put every one of our games on, so everyone in the state got to watch us play. And they were intrigued by it, and they wanted to come to the games. The New York Times started covering our team on a regular basis, and all of a sudden everybody around the country who gets the Times started reading about our team. And then when ESPN decided to start putting us in some of the primetime slots, so all three of those things come together, and, it was a perfect storm. But at the same time, our style of play, the kids that we recruit, the way, we handle ourselves and our program, that's got as much to do with it as anything else. I mean, there's other places that get great coverage. There's other people that have won, but it's just a unique situation in Connecticut.
Could your best team have defeated the worst WNBA team?
Our best team, probably the team in 2001 or 2002 that had we ended up having 4 kids make the Olympic team on that team. They would have been too young because the inexperience factor might have played a part in it, but that team would have made the playoffs in the WNBA.
Who'd you have on that team?
We had Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Asia Jones, Tamika Williams, and Swin Cash.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's an all-star team. Yeah, that is. Taurasi's still one of my favorite players you've ever had.
Well,
I mean, she's a killer.
She's a lot of people's favorite players, and she's a lot of people's the player they all love to hate in women's basketball because if she's on your team,
yeah,
and a lot of guys, like Dan, you live in Connecticut, I presume still, yeah. And you spent a lot of time in Connecticut from 1995 to 2004, her senior year. We sold out every single game in Gamble Pavilion on campus and the XL Center in Hartford. 10,000 every night, 16,000 every night. And a lot of it was they had never seen a women's basketball player do the things Diana did.
Was she the Leitner of your program?
She could be, yes. She could be, yes.
She would love that, too.
You know what? She relishes that role. Matter of fact, if too many people had too many nice things to say about her, even on her team or anybody else, trust me, she would change that. She would change their perception in a heartbeat. She loves being the instigator.
Oh, man. She came into ESPN when I was doing my show there, and she walked up to me and gave me some dab. Hey, dude, what's up?
Oh yeah, she's like the Eddie Haskell of women's basketball. For those of us who remember, she'll walk into a room and go up and hug and kiss 15 people, and they all love her. And then she'll come over to me and I go, "Yo, who are those people?" She goes, "I have no idea. I've never met her before."
By the way, your hair looked great last night.
Well, my aspiration in life is when I'm done coaching, I want to reach a whole nother level. I want to be like you, so I'm working on it.
Do you have a stylist? Let's be honest, Geno.
I get my hair cut at the same place all the time, and it's not a big deal.
This question was asked to Coach K, so it's fair to ask you. Have you ever colored your hair?
No, I have not. Ever.
Would you?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would not.
Yeah, just don't go jet black one year, okay?
No, I'm not. It's never been like that, and it never will be like that. I'm okay. I'm okay, and I'm not. I'm not looking for any.
Your girls would kill you if you showed up with your hair colored, wouldn't they?
Yeah, or if you had, yeah, because in our program they're supposed to be the ones that do all that stuff. Not me.
Yeah, I know.
There's some things that are reserved just for them.
All right. Well, just don't be a pretty face on the sidelines. All right.
No, I got to tell you, when you do those commercials for Sports Jeopardy, you look pretty made up in that deal, man.
Oh yeah, I am. But I wear makeup even when I'm not on the air, Coach.
Well, because you know why? You have a certain image. You're not just another talking voice on.
I'm a talking hairdo.
You are a talking hairdo, and you know what? People should aspire to be more like you. I think once they started putting guys who do radio on TV,
yep,
everybody said, Dan Patrick is the gold standard.
I appreciate that, Coach. One of the nicest things. Yeah, that's why you're winning championships right there.
Because I'm a suck up.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it.
Congrats.
Thanks, Dan.
Geno Auriemma.